If you're a home buyer or a home seller, this is a hack that you need to take advantage of in 2024. This is something that's becoming more and more common, and I'm seeing it all the time. Take a look. So I'm Scott, the home loan guy. I'm a mortgage broker. I've been doing this for 20 years, and this year has become an interesting, challenging year. We were expecting rates to start coming down, and this is now spring of 2024, and the feds are basically saying we're going to hold this ship for a while. We're not going to be lowering the Fed fund rate for a while, which means mortgage rates aren't going to be coming down very quickly. Maybe by the end of the year, we may see some dips, but overall, we're not going to see any huge major dips in interest rates for a little while. I think in about 12 to 18, 24 months, there definitely is going to be some opportunity to see those rates going down. But for right now, the rates are going to be kind of where they are for a while. And this is becoming a challenge for a lot of home buyers that have been maybe sitting on the sidelines waiting for those rates to come down and make homes a little bit more affordable. Or maybe for a home seller that's out there trying to sell their house and it's just taking a little bit longer. So this is a way we can actually use what's called the temporary rate buy down. And it's a win-win for both home sellers and for home buyers. Let's get into that a little bit. So what is a home temporary rate buy down? So there's the most common one that I'm a big fan of. It's called the 2-1 buy down. So basically allows you to get an interest rate that's 2% lower than your starting rate for the first year. And then the second year, it goes to 1% lower. And then the third year, it's going back to the full rate. And here's what's interesting. It can be paid for by the sellers. So sellers can use this as leverage to help get more buyers on looking at their property while still keeping more money in their pocket. If you've got a house that's been sitting on the market, the number one thing your agent's going to tell you is lower your price, lower your price. This is a way you can now give a credit to cover some of these sellers' expenses on this buy down and not lower your price nearly as much as you would need to really create any kind of a buzz or generate any interest, right? Lowering your price on your house by just a little bit really doesn't do a lot, but this really doesn't take a lot of money to really motivate a buyer to be able to make his payment a little bit more affordable and be considered in your house. So check this out. Let me jump over this calculator here. So this is my calculator. If you guys are interested, I can definitely run numbers on it, but I want to show you how this works and really what the benefits are. Let's say you've got a house that's for sale and say it's around $650,000. The buyer's coming in and they're putting, let's say, 20% down. Of course, there's options where you could do less with that. Just for a quick example, we're going to say they did a 20% down payment loan. And as of spring 2024, we are right above 7%. So we're going to say 7.125 on a 30-year loan. You're making 12 payments a year. So your monthly payment on that, just for the principal and interest, is about $3,500 a month. That payment's a little more than most people are comfortable with. Maybe initially, maybe they're wanting to buy this house. Maybe it's a perfect house, but they're not quite ready for that payment. Now, this program allows for the sellers to then contribute funds towards the closing cost to cover the cost of this 2-1 buy down. And what that means is, in this example, for a 2-1 buy down, they would need to contribute just a little over $12,000 as a seller credit, and that's going to then give the buyer a lower payment for the first 2 years. So during the first year, instead of the $3,503, they're going to make a payment of $2,831, right? So saving about $670 per month for that first year. And then the second year, it's going to go up by 1% because that first payment's based off 5.125, 2% lower than that 7.125 interest rate. And then that second year, it's going to go to $3,159. So that's still $340, $343 less per month out of pocket for that buyer. So that's going to give them some time. Now, a couple of caveats on this. Of course, you do qualify. You have to be able to qualify for the full payment because eventually it is going to get up there. But the nice part, this isn't an adjustable rate mortgage where you're going to be scared of what's going to happen. This isn't a loan where you're going to be in a position where maybe you can't afford it down the road. You're going to qualify and be able to afford, based off all your income documentation, that you can afford the full $3,500 a month payment. You'll know that in year 3, after that 24 months is completed, starting year 3, you're going to have a $3,500 a month payment. So you're in a position where those first 2 years, you've got a little relief, you've got a little bit of time to see what the market does. If you're getting a rate right now at 7.125, you'll be in a position 12 months, 18 months, even 2 years from now, you can refinance if the rates are down, but you can't afford this as it sits right now. And ideally, the general belief, everybody believes home values are going to continue going up and rates are going to come down. Those are the two beliefs that are happening right now. There's no guarantee on any of that, but as it sits right now, there's not enough inventory and rates are holding where they are. So this program allows you to get in a home, get in a little bit more affordable, saves the buyer some money, so it makes it a little bit easier to, on their monthly payments. So it's going to make it a little more motivating to a buyer. And a seller, if your house is sitting and it's not selling right away, instead of dropping your price, if you were to drop your house by $12,000, you're not going to get a lot of buyers jumping on board for a $12,000 price drop. They're looking for $50,000 price drops, right? They're looking for chunks off that purchase price before you may get people coming back out and looking at it. But if you all of a sudden have the same price, but also have a more affordable monthly payment available because you've got a $12,000 credit to go towards their the buy down, it's going to be a huge opportunity. And maybe you're in a position you don't want to quite offer that much. Maybe you still want to help your buyers a little bit more to help this motivate the seller, help the buyers with the sell of the home. You can always do a 1-year buy down. So there's different variations to this. So this is the 1-year buy down. So this is only going to give them 1% off for the first year. So it sells them $340 per month for the first year. So definitely a great way to go as well. So there's definitely some variations to this. This can be done on an FHA loan. You can be done on VA loans. It can be done on conventional financing. Jumbo has some limitations, not quite as available, but this is something that's a pretty cool feature. So if you're a home buyer or a home seller and you're looking at different ways to think, hey, how can I help get into a house? I want to buy a house because I know home prices are going to keep going up. I'm paying a rent. My rent is just 100% interest. Doesn't make any sense. Go in and negotiate a 2-1 buy down as part of your offer. Now, the caveat I'm going to say to this, if you're a home buyer, don't expect to get right now in this market, what I'm seeing is you cannot expect to go in and get a discount on the purchase price and getting the seller credit, right? That you're taking money out of those sellers' pocket. They're trying to sell this for as much as they can. So you've got to kind of find that balance of, going in maybe at full asking price and then asking for the $12,000, $15,000, whatever you need for that seller credit to get that buy down, or maybe even going above asking price to make sure your offer is accepted where the seller's net what their net to the sellers is not going to be too far off what they were wanting already. So there's definitely some different variations, different way to look at this. This is a strategy that as a home buyer, that if you're going in with your agent and you do it the right way, it can be beneficial to both a home buyer and a home seller. If you have any other questions, you just want to go over this option a little bit more in detail, if you want to get pre-approved to see how much home you could qualify for and really what makes the most sense for you, then from there we can work it backwards and see what kind of a 2-1 buy down or 1-year buy down or even a 3-2-1 buy down, 3-year buy down would look like. And if that could work for you, feel free to reach out. I'm Scott, the Home Loan Guy. Thanks for watching.